You know, Season 6 of Gumball has been a mixed bag for me lately. On one hand, it's an improvement over the last half of Season 5, 100%, but on the other, most of the episodes haven't been sticking with me. The few that do are for equal parts good and bad reasons. But I'll save the whole thing for a different video though. Instead, we're focusing our attention on the transformation. Now, I've said in the past that Gumball and Penny are one of the best romantic couples in television. They transcend the usual trappings of romance in fiction. They don't just spout gibberish to each other or pathetically muster the will to confess their feelings. They communicate like real couples do, and their romance is properly paced, properly set up, and properly built up. To Ben Bocale, this is common goddamn sense. To others, it's witchcraft or rocket science. Pro tip: no, it isn't. Just get out some more. Pay close attention to how people in real life talk to each other. It's that freaking simple! But anyway, Gumball and Penny were one of the show's promising prospects. They had a lot of potential. Their chemistry is cute, and it looked like they were going somewhere. I just hate that they're another concept of the show that's squandered in the name of a cheap laugh. It wasn't okay with Nicole and her parents. It sure as shit wasn't okay with Robin the Void. It's not okay here, and it will never be okay. Like I said, more on that in a future video. As for the transformation, I enjoy it. Yeah, it's not what people were expecting, but it's a necessary episode. If not for us, then for the show itself. And you'll know why as I go into the review. The episode opens with Gumball and Penny on a video call. Both of them make allusion after bizarre allusion that humorously show how much they mean to each other.
Okay, what if I had a medical condition that meant I produced 10,000 times more sweat than the average person?
I'd say you float my boat, a little too literally.
What if I had a soul patch?
Ooh, tough one.
On my tush!
I'd say that's where it belongs. Soul patches are obscene.
The conversation changes gears to a more pressing matter. Penny needs Gumball at her house to help with her family. And with Gumball being Gumball, he's glad to oblige. It's not as easy as it sounds. Following a bit of misadventure that leaves him down to his birthday suit, Gumball eventually arrives at the Fitzgeralds' backyard.
Patrick, Judith, good evening. I brought dessert.
Now that just flat out sucks. Standing butt naked in front of the girl you like and her family? That, people watching at home, is rock freaking bottom. Good thing Patrick has some spare clothes just for the occasion. The Fitzgeralds pick up from where they left off, with Penny now backed up by her insurance policy. The topic? The whole family staying in or coming out of their shells.
Some of us are happy being their true selves and don't feel the need to follow this family's backward rules. I mean, do you realize what it was like to wear that at school? All the kids used to call me Peanut Butthead.
That is ridiculous.
I know. Thank you.
It was a lot more like someone carved a blank emoji face into a dry spud.
Now this confuses me. If memory serves me, Penny is a pretty popular kid at school. She gets along well with most of her classmates. She's in the school's cheerleading team, etc, etc. Not once have I seen her being bullied by her classmates, let alone because of what she looks like. There hasn't been one mention of her appearance throughout the series, not counting the shell. The only other mention that was made was in The Meddler, but that doesn't count because 1, it's a throwaway line, and 2, it was made by Penny herself, in neither a positive light nor a negative one. If it sounds like I'm looking too deep into this or that I care too much, it's because I do. You have no idea how endeared I was to this couple, how much potential they have. Well, had. And how wasted they are. The debate amongst the Fitzgeralds continues for a while longer. Both Penny and her father raise perfectly sound points that reinforce their respective cases.
In my defense, that bear is just wearing a t-shirt, the piece of toast is only wearing shoes and gloves, and that dinosaur is wearing nothing at all. Let's be honest, it's pretty hard to know where the line is in terms of public decency in this town.
Your mother knows! Can't you see how distraught she is?
I guess Elmore's just a shameless town. Let's see, you got Modown, Anton, and Tina, as Penny said. Then you got Darwin, Tobias, Harold, Carrie, the Bananas, Principal Brown, Hot Dog Guy, Molly, Masami, the Parhams, Alan, Idaho, Hector, Ocho, Marvin, Louie. Wow, seems like half of Elmore goes on after all. And I've opened the floodgates for the Rule 34 artists. Or have they always been open? Maybe. Patrick and Penny then tell their stories to hammer their points home. When neither one can get to the other, Gumball is unwittingly forced to bear the burden of making the decision.
Gumball, you decide. Shell or no shell.
I meant more like like professional help.
You mean like a counselor?
Yeah, or like a cage fighting referee or something.
Nonsense. I trust you'll make the right decision. For the good of everyone. Including you.
And I will be right back. I need some liquor. Okay, just consumed some vodka, and I'm not tipsy. Yet. So, let's continue. In the lead up to Gumball's decision, the family assures him that whatever decision he makes, everything will be alright. Sorry, did I say assure? I meant traumatize.
Maybe you should have stopped at the axe.
Yeah, I got a bit carried away and lost the plot a little.
It's okay.
Guys, acknowledging a problem is not the same as solving it. Oh wait, you're foreshadowing, aren't you? Good to see you're being subtle about it.
Here, have a cookie. It'll help clear your mind.
Thank you. What? What happened?
Oh, just a little accident in the kitchen.
What is that?
A crocodile.
Okay, cool.
Polly's so cute. She might actually be what Penny was when she was her age. Back inside the house, everyone gathers around the table. Gumball has made his choice, but decides to be coy with it and explain it through a story.
Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in a castle far, far away, lived a king who was irrationally scared of the world outside. Hi, do you know where I can get my parking ticket validated?
Oh look, an animation shift. Whee! Isn't it magical how they went from 2D superimposed against 3D to straight up 3D? What a thrill. Seriously though, not a bad effort, Mr. Julian Glander. Pretty snappy and fun 3D animation. No complaints here. Gumball tells a story to the Fitzgeralds, which goes on and on and on.
Once upon a time, a long, long time ago, in a castle far, far away, lived a king who was irrationally scared of the world outside. Once upon a time, there was a family of cocoons living happily on a tree branch.
Once upon a time, there was a family of seeds who lived deep underground. They loved it.
Look, I know the point of this scene is to drag things out that much longer, and the episode uses its gags to its benefit, but this is still a drag. Just because it's intentional does not make it any less annoying. When your joke overstays its welcome, it's not funny anymore. It's comedy 101. The repetition annoys the Fitzgeralds at first, but they come to realize that there might be a method to Gumball's madness, and the family agree to disagree.
It won't be a smooth ride, and it will definitely hurt your butt. But at least it still goes somewhere.
Wow, that was really smart, Gumball, using those stories to show us how...
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Okay, I know it sounds like I've been doing nothing but bitching about this episode, but it is a good episode. One of the brighter spots of a divisive season. Ever since Penny broke out of her shell in... The shell? She has been underutilized. Off the top of my head, I can name 4 episodes where she's had a major role. The Bros, The Romantic, The Misunderstandings, and The Ex. And guess what? That's all of them! Of those episodes, the only tolerable one was The Romantic. The rest of them pissed me off in some way. Whether by a shitty ending, horrendous characterization, or in the case of The Ex, both. And I am not talking about that thing again, thank you very much! The transformation breaks the trend of Penny's misuse. She is the centerpiece of an intriguing conflict that stems from her character, and that expands on her character like no episode has before. At least not since The Shell. Watching her dish out her own brand of snark on her father is unexpected and gratifying, and her family is as developed as she is, each member bringing in a funny scene or two and coming pretty far by the end of the episode. I can see other viewers being disappointed that the outcome was not what they had in mind, but with how much was done with Penny in this one episode after not being utilized properly, or, at all, that alone is a big selling point for the episode. Unfortunately, Gumball is nowhere near the degree of nuance that the Fitzgeralds were written with. He's a straight man here at best, setting up and acknowledging punchlines with little narrative contribution. At worst, he's merely a spectator. I know he indirectly helped the Fitzgeralds realize where they were going wrong, but the key word is indirectly. He has little agency in this episode compared to his girlfriend, which I never thought I'd hear myself say. A love interest, having more agency than the protagonist. The show never fails to surprise me. It doesn't help that some of the humor, as I said, overstay their welcome. I did think that Patrick playing Chopin's funeral march on a flute was fine enough, but that ending could have been shorter. Just because it was intentional for it to drag on the way it did, does not excuse it. All this combined makes you wonder why Penny invited Gumball over to begin with. The episode does conclude in a satisfactory manner though. The message is honestly admirable. Simply repeating your points doesn't help your argument, especially if you don't reinforce or elaborate on those points. People aren't always going to align with your beliefs, and forcing them to is reductive. That's the kind of message that Gumball should be promoting, if it so badly wants to go down this path. Messages that are not exclusively politically charged. Messages that anyone can appreciate. It's the icing on top of the cake that is the transformation. I give the episode a 3.5 out of 5 because of all of this. It's not the episode some people want, but it's the episode we need. It's the episode that the show needs. By the way, isn't the next episode like that too? Yeah. Oh boy. That's gonna be fun. Until then, I'm the one and only CR Martin, and I'll see you guys later. Ciao for now.